Hey, today we're talking other person-centeredness and prophecy and tongues on Daily Bible Time. Thinking about our church life together. Dominic Steele for Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. And I just want us today to pause on Colossians 3 and pop back over to 1 Corinthians chapter 14. Quick overview of the logic of the argument of 1 Corinthians 12 through 14. 1 Corinthians 12, everyone has at least one gift to contribute to the Christian fellowship. And then in 1 Corinthians 13, love should govern the use of the gifts. Now, 1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 1. Follow the way of love and eagerly desire spiritual gifts, especially the gift of prophecy. Now, there's been a debate over tongues and prophecy. Tongue speaking is essentially a singular private activity. 1 Corinthians 14 verse 2, for anyone who speaks in a tongue does not speak to men but to God. Indeed, no one understands him. He utters mysteries with his spirit. Whereas prophecy, speaking the word of God to other people, is a public activity, a serving the other activity, a building activity. Verse 3, everyone who prophesies speaks to men for their strengthening, encouragement and comfort. One of the things that should happen in our Christian meetings is that people should be strengthened, encouraged and comforted. Verse 4, 1 Corinthians 14, he who speaks in a tongue edifies himself, but he who prophesies edifies the church. Verse 5, I'd like every one of you to speak in tongues, but I would rather have you prophesy. He who prophesies is greater than the one who speaks in tongues, unless he interprets, so that the church might be edified. Paul wants people at church to be built up at church. Now, remember, Jesus is building his church. Matthew 16, verse 12, so it is with you. Since you are eager to have spiritual gifts, try to excel in the gifts that build up the church. When we meet, because we're Jesus's people, we want to be all about building up the others in the church. You look down to 1 Corinthians 14 verse 23. If the whole church comes together and everyone speaks in a tongue and some do not understand, or some unbelievers come in, will they not say, you're out of your mind? But if an unbeliever or someone who does not understand comes in while everyone is prophesying, he'll be convinced by all that he's a sinner and will be judged by all. And the secrets of his heart will be laid bare. So he'll fall down and worship God, exclaiming, God is really among you. What we do in church should not be unintelligible to the outsider non-Christian, i.e. uninterpreted tongues. What we do in church should be intelligible so that they can be built up and actually come to Christ and worship God. More tomorrow on Daily Bible Time.